So we have a finished tower here. You can see that it's got 4 sides, student's name on it. And this machine, I'm going to take this little plexiglass cover off, unscrew this little nut here, and get it ready for testing. Basically what happens is, when I spin this wheel down here, this thing pulls down, this plate will pull down and crush the tower and measure the amount of pounds it holds. But first we got a few things we got to take care of. Number 1, how are the dimensions? All right, not bad. Symmetry, again, making sure that all the things that go this way on this side go that way on that side. Nope, this side doesn't quite match up. Not a huge detail, but I'll take a few points off for that. The joints, where the tower goes together, how much glue was used there, where the angles cut. Are they generally neat? Are they strong? Are there any huge gaps that were filled up with glue and such? And those joints look pretty decent to me. And then the last is the assembly, and when you assemble it and it's kind of trapezoidal or sort of wonky or just sort of more like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree than looking like a perfect tower, this went together pretty good. And at this point, this project is so new, we're still learning some tricks and hacks for putting this together the best way possible. There's a beginning of the video or another video, we'll talk a little bit about that. So let's see, get this guy up here. There we go. All right, I'm going to put this little plastic blast shield around it, so if this thing decides to blow up or break suddenly. Now what we have here, I'm going to 0, and this reads out the amount of pounds of force here down on that thing, and I've also got it over there on the board so the class can see the numbers on the board. That's what that thing looks like when we get over here. Oops. Come on, you. That thing there actually has the readout, including the peak pounds. Okay, zoom out. All right, so this tower is ready for testing. So far, our highest in this class is 237, and I think I saw yesterday our average was 190. So as I spin this wheel down the bottom, it's going to start displaying the force. You can look up on the board, or if you're close, you can look over here. You've already got 10 pounds, 25, 26, 34, 40, starting to fight me a little bit, 60, 78 pounds. Has it like that was the first sound it made. Sometimes they start making cracking and popping noises as you apply the weight. We're already over 100 pounds. We're in the 130s already. We're in 170, 190, that's the class average, so anything over this so far is looking pretty good. We're in the 200s, 229 is our peak right now. 259, 268, 268, and now it's going down on the amount of pounds it's actually holding, which tells me there's a piece breaking. I can actually hear, did you hear that little creaking noise there? It's kind of like, "Rrr." So as I keep on applying force, this thing's going to kind of start to bend like a bow from a bow and arrow, or you know, something that is kind of getting ready to collapse. As I keep going, you can hear those cracking noises, and I can see on this side here there's a broken piece, right? It actually let go. It didn't do anything dramatic like making a big pow or snap or something, but so 268 pounds, pretty good. All right, new high for this class, and I think in one of our others we were up around 250, but that's pretty good, and I'll write that down. Listen, there's 5 parts to this grade, right? There's the measurements. Is your tower the right dimensions? Okay? There's the joints. Did you do a nice, neat job of putting your pieces of balsa, the members, and gluing them together? Did you cut the angles nice and tight? Did the pieces fit well? Did you get too crazy with the glue so it looks like a glue fight happened? Or did you put too little glue on there, which of course means it's not going to be strong? All right? There's the symmetry. which again is the idea of it being equal on both sides. A lot of people kind of goof up on that and lose a few points. As you're putting it together and gluing those four sides together, you got to make sure they match up perfectly, okay? The next 20 points is the assembly. When you take four beautifully built trusses, you can still botch up your tower by putting it together poorly, all right? And we've made some new blocks and we've done some tricks. There's another video that I just finished making that gives some tips on how to assemble your tower. Future classes, that should go better. But you guys overall, I think, did a pretty good job, and I'm also being kind of gentle grading you on that part because this is all such a new project to us. The last 20 points is about how many pounds this thing held. When we test everybody's tower in this entire class, we'll know what the average is. So yesterday, I think we tested 5 towers. At that point, the class average was 190. That could change by 50 or maybe even 100 pounds today, depending upon what results we get from the rest of the class. All right, so until we have tested pretty much everyone's tower, we don't know exactly what is good. But right now, our average is 190. This tower went way past it, right? So you definitely get all 20 of those points. It's not possible to get more than 20 in any one of these categories. And of course, the golden prize is to be number 1 in your class, hold the most weight of all of the towers. And it doesn't matter whether your tower was ugly, asymmetrical, whether there was a problem with your joints and your measurements. If your tower holds the most weight, you get a 100. It's been a school tradition since before I started working here in 2001. Okay? So it's been going on for decades, literally. Okay? So this is the end sort of culmination, last hurrah of this Balsa Tower project that you guys have been working on for, almost 4 weeks now, right? 4.5 weeks? All right? Very good. Thank you.